Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new, then hi, welcome to my channel. Today I thought it was time for a different kind of video. As you can see by the title, I watched every single TV or film advert that I got over the period of 24 hours. Let me tell you, I've watched some really good things, but I've also watched some such awful things. Basically the same as probably YouTube videos you've already watched, where people buy the products that advertise them on social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever they're seeing them, they buy them and then test the products. I've done that but with TV and film, because I do get quite a bit of adverts to do with TV and film, mainly because I follow a lot of streaming platforms, and I also talk about TV and film, and I Google quite a lot. My algorithm very much knows I like TV and film, okay? I just want to see how much TV and film I get advertised on the daily and see how much of it actually makes an impact as to what I watch and what I wouldn't watch. And it turns out I had 10 adverts during the day for 10 different TV and films. 10's quite a lot of things. From the moment I woke up till midnight that night, anytime I saw an advert for a TV or film, I screenshotted it, I screen recorded it, and was like, I've got to watch this now. But yeah, I'm going to show you the clips of me throughout the day, finding the adverts, all the little clips and bits and bobs like that, and then I will see you back here in a second. Good morning, good morning. We're already starting this off. Oh, my pillow. That is stained red from my hair. So I'm doing my morning scroll as usual, and I've had my first TV or movie ad for the day, which was Fear Street, which is a Netflix 3-part movie series. Now I actually really want to watch this, so I'm really glad this has come up because it's definitely something I would have watched. It's the second one, but I think I'll watch the first and the second one. I'm sorry if you can hear a moving truck. So whilst I was scrolling on Instagram, I also got an advert for a TV show which I would never usually press on ever, and it's called First Baby Bump or something. Oh, it's not something I'd want to watch, but we're gonna watch it because it's been advertised to me. I'm gonna get up now, I'm gonna shower, and then carry on with my day and see what else is advertised to me. So I have been sat and scrolling while eating my lunch and watching Twitch, because that's what I usually do. I'm watching Freya play at the moment, and I literally, just this second, I quickly turned on my camera to film the advert, but I got an advert for The Tomorrow War, which I've also done an advert for literally yesterday, and it's the next thing on my list to watch anyway, so brilliant. That is also going to be on my list. And I also saw an advert for a TV show. I'll put it on the screen because again, it was something I've never seen before in my life. Yeah, so just scrolling through. Instagram seems to be the place to advertise for film and TV. I've seen nothing on Twitter or Facebook or TikTok or anything like that. I haven't seen anything anywhere else. It's mainly Instagram. Hello, it's now later. I did a Twitch stream, so I went and did that. I haven't seen many adverts since, but I've seen a few more, so I'll include them on the screen because I just screen record them so I don't forget what I've seen. But a lot of them seem to be coming out on the 16th, so whether I'm gonna go watch 8 films in one day at the cinema or wherever they are, or if I'm just gonna watch them as and when I can or not, I don't know yet. The real test is in 20 minutes when Love Island is on. My phone is now realizing that I'm looking for TV and film because it's advertising way more to me. So quite interesting how it all works. So we are just heading off to bed now. So if I see any other adverts during me being awake until midnight, which is only an hour away, I will include it as well. But while we were watching TV, a few adverts did come up. Not as many as I thought there was going to be, but there was enough. There's some things that I probably would never have looked at before. So I'll put them on the screen so you can see what they are, and then we'll go back to the future me explaining how I felt about everything I watched. So as I said in the little vloggy clips, the algorithm very much knew that I was looking at TV and movie adverts for way longer than anything else, which is why I ended up getting more and more throughout the day. And the day after that, oh my god, everywhere I looked was a TV and film advert. Like if I did it the next day, I probably would have had like 30 things to watch. It was ridiculous because obviously it knew that I was like screenshotting it. It knew that I was pressing on it or staying on it for a long period of time. So it knew that I wanted to watch TV and film. Like I liked that kind of stuff. So we're just going to talk through everything that I have watched. I mean, if it was a TV show, I've got to say this now because I didn't watch the whole entire TV show because that would have just taken me forever. So I watched like one episode of each TV show, and if I want to carry on watching it, I just will. We're going to start off with the TV that I had to watch, and then we'll move on to the film just because that's how my brain works. Okay, so the first thing I watched was one of the first adverts that I got, which is Bump Birth Baby, which is something I would never ever press on in my life. Like that is just not something I would watch. It's not my cup of tea. I've never watched Teen Mom or anything like that. It's just If I'm honest, this was really quite bad. Not because it wasn't my cup of tea. I'm open to something not being my cup of tea but trying it out, but this was just bad. I didn't get what it was. It was basically these mums of any age. They could be like 30 years old, they could be 21, where they would kind of just like vlog themselves talking about their journey of having a baby or like during pregnancy. But I didn't really get it. Like all it did was tell me all the bad things about pregnancy and all the bad things about having a child, and it's like really put me off for life.
Projectile vomits into your mouth while you're trying to give them a kiss.
The one thing I was shocked about was the fact that this was season 2. I watched episode 1 of season 2. I can't believe there was another series before and there's other episodes after what I just watched, because honestly the whole time, it was like half an hour long, I just wanted it to end because I just didn't get it whatsoever. I was so confused. I didn't understand. I don't know why anyone would watch it. Like it's definitely a YouTube series, not a BBC series. I don't know. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Loki episode 5. Now I know probably a lot of you are huge Marvel fans. You absolutely love it. You've probably seen Loki and everything like that. I have tried to get into Marvel. Like I know enough about Marvel, but I don't really know anything about Loki, if I'm completely honest. When I saw this advert, I was like, I'm intrigued to watch it, but I also know that I'm not gonna have a clue what's going on, and that's absolutely fine. But the most annoying part about this is that I was advertised episode 5. Like I wasn't advertised Loki, I was advertised episode 5, which meant I had to watch that one. Now this was the episode, the one before the finale, meaning it's basically a build-up episode, meaning I'm watching it like, what's happening? But I could tell just from that one episode why people were liking it so much. It's still very Marvel. I mean, I had no idea what was actually going on whatsoever. There was an alligator, but I kind of wish I was advertised the first episode or just Loki in general, because I feel like this is something I could probably get into. Just because I watched episode 5, it just didn't make any sense at all. But I thought the production was good. I thought there was some funny jokes in there. Like you could tell it was a good program. Like this is definitely something I would probably watch, even though it's not really something I would have picked anyway because I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. We also had Bridesmaids, Secret and Lies, which was on Channel 4. This was an Australian TV show, which I didn't know until I watched it. But I got this advert so many times. I think more than any other advert in this whole thing. Like since I've started filming this video to now, like I get it like 5 times a day. They must be really pushing it. Again, something I probably never would have pressed on in my life or even knew it existed, because 1, it's Australian, and 2, it's on 4OD, which meant that I probably wouldn't have gone looking for it. It was alright. I watched the first episode and I can kind of see me carrying it on. It's only 6 episodes, so I may give it a go, may see where else it goes, because obviously the first episode doesn't tell you a whole lot about it, but it was just about 3 women. 1 is married but cheating on her husband, 1 is about to get married, and 1 is very much single, and you're just kind of like following around their love lives, I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I have no idea where else the TV show goes, but that's what episode 1 was. I would say it's probably a program that's for people like a little bit older, just because it was a little bit more mature and, you know, it's about married life and everything like that, which I know nothing about. The next TV show that I watched was The Treatment Room. Now this was on ITV Player, ITV Hub, if you will. Hosted by Kem Cetinay and Amber Gill from Love Island, and it's basically trying to talk about your mental health, talk about your feelings, whilst they're like getting pampered. I think it just needed a setting. I don't think that has anything to do with it, if I'm honest. Kind of like a mental health thing, which is always good. It's always good to have something mental health related. Again, it was just fine. I mean, I don't really know what else I can say, but they speak about their emotions and it's nice and open and free, and there's like no judgment in it. It's really, really nice and very genuine and calming and relaxing. It's just something to put on in the background, but I'm not rushing to watch the rest of the episodes, if I'm honest. And the last TV show that I watched was by far the worst thing out of this whole entire list, and that was Apocalypse Wow, which was on ITV as well. This, I don't know how to explain this. It was basically a game show where celebrities, again, it's like the same kind of reality style celebrities, all have to compete in a series of tasks with each other as a team to defeat the circus acts. It was so bizarre. It was almost like the show was on acid, if I'm honest, which is probably exactly what they wanted it to be. It was absolutely mad and crazy, and I really don't know what it was still. Someone had to be put in a piñata and everyone was hitting them. They were wrestling in lube. I have no idea what I watched, but all I'm going to say is it was a little too much for my little brain. I wrote in my notes that it was The Chase cross with Total Wipeout cross with American Horror Story Season 1 latex suit-wise. So take that as you will. That's what I thought of that show. Now, moving on to the films that were advertised. This was much better. Trust me. Film-wise, I think they got it way, way better. So, the first thing that I watched was Luca. Now, this was on Disney Plus, and let me tell you, I absolutely love this film so much. It's like one of my favourite films ever. That's how much I love this film. It was so good. It was so incredibly sweet. I cried at the end because it was just so happy and so sweet, and I just absolutely loved it, and I didn't want it to end. I urge you all to go watch Luca. I know Pixar is known for like making people cry, and that was like my biggest fear of watching it because I just didn't want to cry, and I was like, I know I'm going to. But it was happy tears that I had, which was great. I didn't want sad tears. But Luca is about these two boys that are humans out of the water but fish in the water. A little bit of H2O, but not quite. And it's all based in Italy as well. It's about this boy Luca who's overcoming like his biggest fears and wants to follow his dreams. And it's just, you know, typical Pixar, but it's absolutely adorable. And I love the fact it was like set in Italy. I thought it was really nice and fresh, and just, it was really cute, really funny, and I did not say a word the whole entire time. I was sucked in. I just watched it and just fully absorbed every second of it because I just loved it so much. The next film I watched, again, was very much up my street. It was Fear Street Part 2. Now, I did also watch Part 1. Like I said, I was going to in the vlog part because it only advertised me Part 2, but I felt like I had to watch Part 1, mainly because I also really wanted to. Part 2, I actually preferred to Part 1. I thought it was really good. Like, I watched it today, so fresh in the mind. It's got kind of like Blair Witch vibes, which is my kind of favourite horror film kind of vibe. I thought the acting was pretty good in it. I saw some people saying it was pretty naff, but honestly, I thought it was pretty good. But it's about these group of people at camp, and this witch is like possessing someone throughout the years. It's basically part 1, 2 and 3 to go through the story of this witch, and she's possessing people and then basically murdering people. Basically murdering people, she is. But I just found the second one really, really good, and I'm excited for the third one. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited for the third one. I think it looks really good. But I did really, really like it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I didn't see the twist coming, like, at all. It would have been perfect to come out at Halloween, like the perfect Halloween series. For some reason they brought it out in the summer, I'm not really sure why. It definitely should have been a Halloween thing, but I will definitely be watching this in Halloween again because I've really, really enjoyed it. I then went on to Prime Video and watched The Tomorrow War, which has been advertised a lot lately, even by myself, and I knew I wanted to watch this anyway. This was on my like next to watch list, so when it came up as an advert, I was like, great. This is right up my street. This is what I mean with the movie side of things. They knew exactly what I wanted to watch. The Tomorrow War was actually really, really good. I, again, really enjoyed it. I thought even though it was a end of the world kind of film, there was something a little bit more fun to it. There was a little bit more jokey, a little bit more, I don't know if you could say lighthearted, but I'm going to. It kind of gave me A Quiet Place / The Maze Runner vibes. Like if you merge those two films together, then you'd completely understand what I mean if you've watched it and you've watched the other two. If you like The Maze Runner or you like A Quiet Place, definitely give it a go. If you like a good action-packed film, you will 100% like this film. It was just absolutely full to the brim with action, but it was really good. It was really, really good. Now the next film is the only film I wasn't the biggest fan of, and that was the new Purge film, The Forever Purge. Now the Purge films aren't really my cup of tea anyway, however I am a horror fan, so I can see why this was advertised to me because I definitely have watched all the Purges before. This one wasn't as good, I have to say. Like I was a little bit disappointed with the Forever Purge film. Instead of just having the purge being 24 hours like the other films, this was like, no, we're gonna make it a forever thing, and it kind of took away the scariness of it because then it was just a war. I know that's absolutely terrifying, but there's something about the purge that gives me so much anxiety. It just kind of went away in this film because it was like, oh, it's the same as all these other films when there's like a war. But that's what's scary about The Purge, you know? The Purge is something that's like so close to something that could actually happen, but it's far away enough that it won't happen, if that makes any sense at all. I think it's been overdone. I think it's just been a little bit overdone. And then the last thing I watched was Space Jam, the newest one, because obviously that has just come out, and I really, really enjoyed it. I've seen some really bad reviews about it, but honestly, I liked it, and I'm someone who is not the target audience at all. I know nothing about basketball. I kind of liked Looney Tunes growing up, but not all that much. And I'm not a child. I remember Joey asked me like a week ago, like, oh, can we see Space Jam? And I was like, oh, don't really want to, it's not really my thing. Actually really quite enjoyed it. It was fun, it was sweet, it was cute. I know nothing about basketball, yet I still found it exciting. I mean, Zendaya's a voice in it, so it's always gonna be good if she's there. But it didn't have like a deep story or like the most amazing acting you've ever seen in your life. But you don't want that in these kind of films. You want to just sit back, forget about everything else, and just have like a little bit of a laugh. Like there was a few jokes in there which really got to me. I thought they were quite funny, so if you want to have a laugh or something that's just like quite easy, definitely watch Space Jam. So that was everything that I was advertised in literally 24 hours, which is absolutely insane that the algorithm thought I needed to know about this many TV and films. And overall, I would say the film side of things, it got it pretty spot on. Like the algorithm knows I like horror films, I like funny films, like it knows what I kind of like. Whereas with the TV side of things, it kind of was just giving me short little shows. So like The Treatment Room or Apocalypse Wow or Baby Bump Birth. Like these are things I would never have ever watched. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was a fun little experiment to do, see what was advertised to me and how much I would actually watch the things that they were advertising to me and how much of an impact they make. I know for a fact that Fear Street really made an impact advertising wise. Like that's the only reason why I knew it was happening and why I wanted to watch it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I can definitely do this again in the future for you guys. And also hit subscribe button because I upload quite a few times on this channel and it just lets you know when I've uploaded a new video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully I'll see you again very soon.